Good morning, Pioneers. My name is Connor Morrison.
And my name is Justice Sullivan. Welcome to The Grit.
Last week was a packed week for Pioneer sports, so let's dive in. On Tuesday, the boys soccer team won at home against district rival Berlin 3-1. The girls, however, unfortunately suffered a loss with a lone goal from Stella Albert.
Volleyball swept Gahanna Lincoln in 3 sets. Girls tennis suffered a loss to Bishop Watterson 2-3, and finally the girls golf beat Westerville North with a team score of 169.
Wednesday, the field hockey traveled to Dublin Scioto. On Thursday, girls soccer crushed Marysville 5-0 with 2 players recording multiple goals. Now, let's throw it over to Alex with an interview with junior girls soccer player Kat Saws.
Thank you, Connor, and thanks for joining us today, Kat. So, how has your season gone so far?
We had a bit of a rough start to the season with 3 season-ending injuries, but we've been getting better since that.
And what are you most optimistic about for the rest of the season?
I'm most optimistic about our district tournament because this year there's six districts instead of 4, so we're hoping to win a district title.
And what would you say are the strengths and weaknesses of your team?
I would say one of our weaknesses has been learning how to play with a new group due to all the injuries, but we have good team chemistry.
Thank you for spending some of your time with us today. That's all I have for today, Pioneers. Now back to the desk.
Thanks, Alex. Now let's get into this week's sports recap. Last Friday, football won their away game against Hilliard Darby 36-17.
Over the weekend, girls volleyball attended Gilmore tournament going 1-2, placing them 4th. Both cross-country teams participated in the Watkins Memorial Tournament, with the girls placing 3rd as a team and the boys placing 1st as a team. Brooke Chapman set a new PR and school record for the 5K at 17 minutes and 25 seconds.
Welcome to our Pick'em section. This week we've got a lot of high school games to go over. Let's just get right into it. Let's start with our school traveling to Gahanna this week.
Well, we look at it. Gahanna had a great season last year. I believe they were, I want to say 10-1 in the regular season. They did pretty well in the playoffs too. They made it pretty far. This is gonna be a tough game, but Gahanna's coming off of a crushing, debilitating loss against Liberty, 31-0. They got shut out, scored no points. But from what I've heard from the guys, that I have in my classes, I've talked to a lot of them. They didn't play the best game against Liberty. And Liberty is also a great team. I'm going to take Orange here. I think it's going to be a decent game. I'm going 31-24. I think Orange gets the win. I think Levi Davis, he's going to continue his dominance as he has not thrown an interception yet this season. So 7 touchdown passes. He's having a great year. I got Pioneers coming out on top. This one, move that record up to 4-0.
Yeah, I think this will be the hardest Pioneer football game yet. I know that Westerville North last week was a pretty tough matchup. They came out, or not last week, 2 weeks ago, so I'm sorry. They came out on top. So I think that it will be probably a tough matchup. Maybe not as hard as North, but it'll be up there. I think as long as the offense continues to play clean football, not really turning it over a whole lot, just kind of keep feeding Cohen. He's been going crazy in the past couple games, so I think that, if they follow their game plan, they can easily win.
Yeah, I totally agree with that one. And let's switch it over just a little up north to Olentangy High School. They have not had the best start to the season. They've really struggled. The loss of Ethan Grunkemeyer has really hurt the team. He was a very good quarterback. Obviously, went to Penn State, 3rd string there. Might get to see the field, hopefully for him this season. But Olentangy playing Central Crossing. It's tough because they're going to be going to Central Crossing. So I think because of the home atmosphere, I'm going to take Central Crossing. Every time I've taken Olentangy, they have disappointed me. So I'm going to take Central Crossing here pretty handily. I don't think this game will be very close. Olentangy's offense just looks horrific right now. So that's where I'm going. That's where my thoughts are.
Yeah, Central Crossing is 1-2, I believe. I was looking at some of their stats last night. And I do think while Olentangy's also started off slow, I think Central Crossing has as well. So it's kind of a tough game to call because both teams don't look as good as they did last year, especially Olentangy. So I'd say that it's probably going to be Central Crossing just because Olentangy struggled a lot offensively. They just don't have their good QB play nearly as much anymore. So I think that, Central Crossing can take advantage of that as a defense and maybe create some turnovers or just get a lot of stops and win the game.
Yeah, and the final game, the big game, obviously for us, is Orange. But for Central Ohio, the number 6 team in the state, Liberty, is hosting Berlin. It's going to be a great game. Berlin was amazing last year. But actually, I want to recount my statement I just said because this will not be a great game. This will be a destruction. Liberty looks like the best team in Central Ohio right now. I think that they're going to be really hard to beat. I think if there is a team that could beat them, it would either be Orange. It's got to be Orange. I think that's the only team that I've seen that could stack up with them. Their defense is superb. They got all their players back from injury that they struggled last year. Their team looks amazing this year. So I think I'm going to have to take Liberty here pretty handily. Their offense has looked a little stagnant at times, but their defense has never wavered. They've lit up like 2 touchdowns this season so far. So I'm going to take Liberty here.
Yeah, I think it's got to be an easy Liberty win. It'll be a good game, especially since it's a district rival game. But Liberty has just looked amazing so far. And like you said, their defense is amazing. Offense, it's pretty good most of the time. As you said, sometimes they struggle. But I believe that Liberty's one of the best teams in Ohio right now. They going from a team that was realistically the worst in our district last year to debatably the best. It's definitely between Liberty and Orange. I think that it'll definitely be a blowout game. Berlin also doesn't look like Olentangy, doesn't look as good as they used to. I think they are 2-1 on the season right now, or maybe 1-2.
Berlin? Yeah, 2-1.
2-1. So I think that Berlin, ever since they became a high school, this is probably the worst football team they've had. And I think that this is one of the best Liberty teams that we've had in recent times. So I think I'll take Liberty there.
All right. Well, I'm glad we agree on all of them.
Now, let's get back into our sports recap. On Monday, girls golf won their tri-match against Delaware and Marysville with a team score of 145. Field hockey lost to Upper Arlington, and finally, girls tennis lost to New Albany.
On Tuesday, volleyball swept Davison 3-0. Girls soccer also tied against Davison 1-1. And tennis unfortunately suffered another loss against Kaufman 2-3. Last night, volleyball traveled to Dublin Kaufman, sweeping them in all 3 sets. Finally, girls soccer suffered a loss at home against Granville.
Tonight, Orange football takes on Gahanna Lincoln at 7 p.m. The theme for tonight's game is Canada. Remember to be there and be loud. That's all for sports this week. Thanks for tuning in to The Grit. I'm Connor Morrison.
And I'm Justice Culvin. Make sure to watch your Nears in actions this week. Roll Nears, and see you next week on The Grit.